Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome back to Geography class. Previous class we were discussing about the chapter Weather and Climate. In that we were learning about climate. So climate is the average condition of the atmosphere over a large area over a long period of time, usually 35 years or more. Then we learnt about the differences between weather and climate. Then elements that affect weather and climate, in which we learnt about temperature. Today let's move on to precipitation. So let's understand the term precipitation with this small experiment. For this experiment, you will need a glass jar, plate, water and ice. Heat water until steaming. Pour into jar. Close it with a plate. Put ice cubes on the plate. When it reaches ice, it cools and forms droplets. So when steam reaches the ice, it cools and droplets are formed. So this is nothing but precipitation. So when water reaches the clouds, it cools there and forms rain. Dear students, did you understand how rain is formed and what is precipitation? So precipitation can be defined as any form of solid or liquid water that forms in the atmosphere and then falls onto the earth's surface. So there are many forms of precipitation. Rainfall is the most common among them. In colder places, it falls as snow. Other forms include hail, snow, and sleet. So, sleet is also a rain containing some ice, as when snow melts, it falls. Precipitation is one of the most important elements that controls the weather or the climate of a place. Let's see the different forms of precipitation. First one is dew. Have you observed water droplets on blades of grass or leaves early in the morning? These drops of water is known as dew. All around the year we can see this dew, but particularly during winter. How this dew is formed? Dew is formed when temperature drop and objects cool down. This forces water vapor in the air around cooling objects to condense. When condensation happens, small water droplets form dew. What is condensation? It is the change of the physical state of matter from gas phase into liquid phase. Usually at night, the surface of the earth becomes cool when most air comes in contact with this cold surface. It condenses into tiny drops of water. Next is frost. In cold climates, where temperature falls below 0 degrees Celsius, dew can freeze to form ice crystals called frost. Frost is harmful for crops. It can destroy entire fields in just a few days. So, how this frost harms crops? Frost damage occurs when ice forms inside the plant tissue and injures the plant cell. Next is fog. A thick cloud of tiny water droplets suspended in the atmosphere at or near the earth's surface, which obscure or restrict visibility, is known as fog. So, fog is a cloud that forms at or near the Earth's surface. Have you heard the reports of Delhi during winter? Like heavy fog engulfed parts of the Delhi. 5 flights diverted. So, this is due to fog. When air is cooled beyond its dew point, some of the water vapor is forced to condense around small particles in the air like dust, forming droplets. These droplets join together to form fog. It is common phenomenon in heavily polluted areas, as I said about Delhi. In winter, fog can reduce visibility to less than 180 meter. In the given picture, you can barely see the cars on the road due to heavy fog. So how it affects visibility? Fog are created by microscopic water droplets suspended in the air. These tiny water droplets scatter any light that passes through or past them, meaning that objects in the fog become hard to see. Next is hail. Hail is a type of solid precipitation. It is formed when water droplets are carried upwards by strong winds within towering cumulonimbus cloud. About this cloud, we will see further. The droplets then condense into ice particles which keep collecting layers of ice and ultimately come down as hailstones. In simple words, hail is a pellets of frozen rain which fall in showers from cumulonimbus clouds. Next is mist. Mist is also like a fog, a suspended cloud of water droplets occurring near the Earth's surface. However, it is less dense than fog. The degree of visibility associated with mist is equal to or more than 1000 meter. Last is snow. About snow, we all know very well. Snow is also a form of solid precipitation. It forms when temperature falls below 0 degrees Celsius and the moisture in the atmosphere freezes to form tiny ice crystals. These ice crystals collide and stick together to form snowflakes. As the snowflakes grow, they become heavy enough to fall to the ground as snow. So, these are all about different types of precipitation. Next is pressure. Air occupies space and has volume and weight. It therefore presses down with some force onto the Earth's surface. The force exerted by a column of air on the Earth's surface is known as atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is defined as the pressure exerted by the weight of the air on the Earth's surface. The atmospheric pressure can be measured by an instrument called barometer. The normal atmospheric pressure of sea level is about 76 centimeters of the mercury column in the barometer. Horizontal distribution of pressure. Whenever there is increase in the temperature of the air, it gets heated and expands in volume and becomes lighter. Due to less weight, the heated air rises up, causing low pressure. But at high altitude, the same air gets cooled and become heavier, and thus it descends down, causing high pressure. Vertical distribution of pressure. Atmospheric pressure decreases with height. The decreasing rate of pressure with increased height is variable. As we go up, the atmosphere becomes thinner and its pressure also goes on decreasing. This is the reason why high pressure is found at the sea level due to the dense atmosphere. The lower areas or plains have high pressure, but on the mountains the pressure becomes low. Atmospheric pressure is a very important element of climate as it controls the movement of winds and therefore controls the amount of precipitation a region receives. Isobars or lines that join places having the same atmospheric pressure. So, this is about today's class. Learn well, refer textbook. See you in the next class. Thank you.